Yeah, believe in yourself, huh? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Believe in yourself, yeah. Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Believe in yourself.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to the 16th episode of the Manny Hall Show. Wow, that number is really growing. Almost at 100, y'all. But today I have Miss Tierra. She's going to bless you with some great stuff. So y'all get ready. You're going to be blessed. I already know that for a fact. So if you need some encouragement, some motivation to keep going, check out this full interview. Be blessed, y'all. Episode number 16. Hey, sis, how are you?
Good. Hey.
Please tell the people your name and what you do.
I'm Tierra Banks, and I'm the founder and the executive director of Mended Inc.
Okay, what exactly is Mended Inc.?
So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to restore broken relationships between mothers and daughters.
I love it. How long have you been doing this?
We actually coming up on our 1-year anniversary in March.
Wow, that's exciting.
So we've been an organization for almost a year, but we kind of been in the making for the last couple of years.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, you just recently had some events, right?
Yes, we had our last one was in September, where you spoke.
Yep, I remember.
And our next one is actually this Saturday, January 20th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? And I love what you're doing because I don't think it's just mending the mother and daughters as it's supposed to, but it's like everybody else is just getting help too.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm seeing too. That's been really, really good because like the event you spoke at, it was called Heal the Woman, Heal the Nation. And what we realized since we started Mended, like we working on mothers and daughters, but since it's healing the women, it's healing everything that's connected to their lives. Like their jobs, their kids, their friends, everything that's connected. So it's definitely been a blessing.
So what made you want to even get started with this organization?
For real? Honestly, like, I ran from the idea for a long time. It was like God had really gave me the vision and when I was 25 years old, and I had 2 little kids, and my husband had got injured, and I was just sitting on my porch overwhelmed, and then so that night I had a dream that me and my mother and this other lady that go to my church and her daughter was like speaking in front of a whole bunch of women, and we was talking about mothers and daughters. And I think that dream had came because earlier that day before, I was just like overwhelmed with life.
And it be like that sometimes. Yeah,
and I'm like, man, I just wish I had like a grandma so I could call. Like, I need help with these kids. I don't know, my husband like injured. So that's really where the idea came from. And then we thought it was going to be a one-time thing since I saw the event happening. So we made it happen at our church in 2015 or 2015. And it was, we thought it was like one and done. Like, all this went cool. That's good. And then honestly, like, I just feel like God did not let me rest until I said, hey, this is really like, it wasn't only for that one time. Yeah. You know, it was supposed to be an ongoing thing. So here we are.
I love that. Thanks. And see, what's really dope about it is that with everybody doing so many other things, like it could have been easy for you to get caught up in that. Like, I'm doing a network marketing company. Everybody doing, what's it called? Like with the travel? It's a whole bunch of
them. Should we be? I mean, no, you could.
You should be here.
Yeah. Like Real Ventures.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not knocking any of it. I think it's awesome, but it's just like, you get so caught up.
Yep.
You know, and doing everything else, and it's just like, I mean, even up here, it's like, follow your heart.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what it's supposed to be about, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can easily get caught up with what everybody else is doing, but if that thing doesn't make you come alive, keep you up at night, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, I actually think that I almost got caught up in that because, like you said, network marketing. I joined a couple different companies, you know, just trying to figure out what I was supposed to do. Like, I'm a hairstylist, and I've been in the cosmetology industry since I graduated from high school, and I just always knew it was more. Like, from my first year behind the chair, I'm like, this is not where I'm going to be forever. And then 5 years in, I was like, all right, I'm ready to get from behind the chair. So I just started trying to do stuff, like different stuff, and I was trying to do stuff connected to my industry.
Yeah.
Because that's what you should do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I found myself like joining network marketing companies, and then me and my sister started a distribution business. We became a distributor of a product line where we went in and out of salons, which was cool because that was familiar to me, but I still felt like that was not it. And
Gotcha.
when I said yes to Mended, I never ever felt more alive.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, now take me on this journey. When you were little, did you ever have like this ambition to help young girls during that time?
No, not really. I always, I feel like I just wanted to make everybody pretty. I knew from when I was little, like, I'm like the 4th generation hairstylist.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to be a hairstylist, and it was like, that's making everybody look pretty, and it's fun and exciting. So as a child, that's all I really saw in my future. Like, I'm going to be a hairstylist and I'm going to own my own salon. Like, that was literally, that was like all I saw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But then as things progressed and you started to develop this passion.
Yeah. So, like, then it was actually, like, now, you know how you look back on your journey, you're like, wow, it really do all make sense.
Yeah.
So it was like standing behind a chair, like doing people's hair. Like mothers and daughters will literally come. We therapists.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hence the reason I'm in school for that now. But like mothers and daughters used to come in. I would do the daughter hair. She would be complaining about how their mother tripping.
Yeah.
And then the mother would come in and be like, I just can't get through to my daughter. And I literally was always the mediator.
Gotcha.
And I didn't really think nothing of it. That wasn't like anything. I'm just like, oh, this cool. Like, So now looking back, I just feel like it was happening all along. Like, Mended really was forming in the midst of me going through my own struggle with my mother, talking to these mothers and daughters about what they was going through. And then now we here.
Yeah.
I really, I feel like I got a lot of experience to draw upon.
So. I love that. And see, what I like about it, too, is that you went through this situation yourself, and it's like you can really relate and help people. But lately, I've really been thinking about, that old adage that you can't help nobody unless you've been through it. But I feel like you can like learn a lot just from people's situation without going through it yourself and kind of still help somebody. But it ain't nothing like when you really been through it.
Yeah, like, I think that's what makes this different for me than like me trying to all the other stuff I did, like all the other companies or, like not doing hair because I feel like that's gonna always be my first love.
Yeah.
But like just any other career path I ever really thought about, it really wasn't like inside of me. And this one is like, I don't know, I just feel like it's my reality. Like me and my mother are not even perfect now, which was one of the things that I fought for a long time. So I was like hesitating to get started because I'm like, man, my mother don't get along, and if people find that out, they gonna be like, she a fraud. Like, I'm not about to be a part of Mended, like how she gonna help me get along with my mother if she don't get along with hers. But
that's true.
Like, we really walking this thing out in front of everybody, and I feel like it's like lending hope. Like, as I'm learning, I'm sharing.
Right.
And as I'm sharing, others are getting help. Even my mom and the rest of my family. Like, I feel like this is the way we had to break the cycle just like this.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really changing now for people like in the helping industry. Because it's like it used to be cool to like be fake and be somebody else, and it's like everybody thought you was living a perfect life. But I think now, like 2000, I really think it started like in 16 and 17, you started to see people like tell their life and be real, and that's the stuff that was really helping people. It wasn't that like this manufactured story and like, oh yeah, we're good now, me and my mom, we had some struggles before, but we're good now. But it's like when you take people on a journey of your current life,
right.
That's when it bless people, because like, wow, she ain't got it all together. He ain't got it all together. Exactly.
Yeah. Because it get hard trying to like hear from people who already made it over.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate Oprah's openness and all the people I made it stories. But it's like sometimes when you going through something, like seeing them all the way on the other side, you just like, man, how am I gonna get from right where I am to all the way to where they at? And it's like it just seems so far away. So I just try to be vulnerable and open so everybody could just see me and my mother real. Like, hey, some days we don't speak, and sometimes it's even hard to have conversations because it's really like because we're just now being mended, like we don't really have that much to talk about. We really like getting to know each other and learning how to be in each other's presence. And, you know, so
because see, there's so many stages of like that mother-daughter relationship, and so it's like you know what I'm saying. It's like, and while you're allowing people to view your journey, like that's dope. Just business-wise as well. When you think about all the different personal relationships that people have. So it's like if you don't really begin to be honest and open about what you're currently going through, because I believe firms here that people buy into you right before your product or service.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like major that we take people on our journey. No, you know, some people's going to share more than others, but at the end of the day, man, you got to have this transparent stage of your business and your life.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I know my sister always tell me, like, because my sister come from that, you know, direct sale industry. Okay. But she always say, like, people gonna buy, they like to buy from people that they know, like, and trust. Yeah. So it's just like what you just said. Yeah. And like you also just said with the whole transparency, it's like sometimes I be want to share more than I do share, but I just really just try to listen and be guided, you know. So I just really want this thing to make sense. Like, I'm not trying to be famous. I'm not trying to be artificial. I'm not trying to let nobody know false hope and tell them that it's going to work out overnight either.
Right. That's real.
So I just try to take it slow and piece by piece, and I literally only share when I'm led to share.
I love that. And that's very, very important.
Yeah.
So, you married, you got kids?
Yeah. So
awesome.
It'll be 10 years this year we've been
married.
Congrats.
That's awesome.
Thank you. And we got 2 kids. We got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old.
Now, being a business mom and business wife, like, let's talk about that for a minute. Is that easy all the time?
No. It's not easy. Like, I was, you know, I was rushing home trying to meet you, and like, I was just sitting back, like, man, I had to do a lot today. Like, I had to wake up and start, you know, in the house, being a wife and a mother first. Yeah. And then the kids had a birthday party. And then, you know, then I had 3 things. I had 2 things for my business and 1 from just my personal development. Yeah. And it's just all in a day's work, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet. But so it's definitely challenging, but I wouldn't trade for the world.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what encouragement will you give to, like, moms that's like a stay-at-home mom, working mom, business mom?
Just like, first of all, I think that it's so imperative that we figure out what it is that we're here for. Like, everybody has a thing. Like, everybody has a thing that they were born for. And I feel like once you know that thing, like, you got to literally hit the ground running every single day. That's real. And you got to fight every moment, because just like when you find out, you know, that thing is for you, it's almost like the world be like, oh, you found out, now I'm about to throw everything at you to try to take that thing back. That's real. It's like you live your whole life trying to figure it out, and then when you figure it out, you find, you know, you live the rest of your life just fighting for it. Yeah. So, like, that's just definitely my advice to any wife or mother. Like, don't lose yourself. It sounds so cliche, because we look for, especially now, we look for new sayings. We want to hear, like, the new way, but it's really no new way. Like, you know, don't lose yourself and your family because you're just of no service to them at that point. Gotcha. But, like, literally stay committed, and it definitely take discipline. So to keep, you know, everything running like a smooth ship, you just gotta, you know, stay committed. And I mean, speaking from my point of view, you need the Lord. So he definitely order your steps. Yeah. And he know how to stretch 24 hours. And sometimes it feel like he stretched to 27 for me. Yeah. So you got to have some balance. You definitely have to have balance. And one of my mentors always, like, one day she made me take a piece of paper, and she literally made me put every role on a piece of paper that I play. Yeah. And then she told me that this was my basket, and that the problem when I'm anxious is that I'm taking this whole basket to everything. And she showed me, like, she said, Tierra, when it's time to be a mother, you take the mother out of that basket and you go be a mother, and you leave the basket behind. And then when it's time to do business, you put the mother back in there and you take out your business and you go do that. And that's harder said than done, but when I do apply it, it really does help me create the balance so that I could be a wife to my husband when, you know, it's our time, and I'm not trying to think about my organization or my kids when it's me and his time. So. Yeah, I get yelled at all the time by my wife for not having a good balance, because I'll be saying, hey, let's spend some time, let's watch a movie. Right. And I'm like on my phone trying to work on the Manny Hall show or something else, or on social media. She's like,
you know we're not technically spending time together because you're doing all these other things.
Right.
It's like, it's such a hard balance sometimes.
Yeah, my husband not really a talker, but he definitely give me the look, and I just look at my phone like, dang, I failed again. Or it's like, even if we watching TV, I could find something in whatever we watching to fit into my organization. So it's like, I still take that conversation back, like, and my mind still drifts. So, you know, just like you said, I'm with your wife. We ain't technically spending time.
Right, exactly. So how do you deal with the fact that, let's say, you know, you have these other friends, say men and women, that like can sometimes relate a little bit more to your business or some of the stuff you're going through than your spouse?
Yeah, I definitely could understand that. Because, like, so my spouse isn't an entrepreneur. Like, he actually, you know, has a traditional job at 9 to 5. And it is hard. Like, some things he just don't understand. And I literally don't understand that world. It's completely foreign to me because I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18. I've never worked on a Monday yet. So,
Gotcha.
you know, and it does get hard, but I thank God that, you know, we have such an open relationship. I do have friends, both male and female, that are entrepreneurs. And at one point in our relationship, I didn't. You know how when you first get married and y'all all in love and then all y'all friends got to be like y'all friends together? So when we got like that, I was really surrounded by all 9 to 5ers, right?
Gotcha.
And really, I was depreciating because nobody really was speaking in my world, and it was like I didn't have a voice in their world.
Gotcha.
So I was silent.
That's so good. Say that again.
Or about me depreciating.
Yeah, and it's like you begin to depreciate, and then you figure.
I was depreciating because it was like everybody around me, like they was talking about what happened at work, like, you know, company picnics or bosses, and I couldn't relate. And then the ideas I had, I really couldn't share with anybody around me.
That's good.
So I was just like, man, and I didn't realize that was really what was happening. So I had to, you know, go back, and I was like, you know, in prayer, like, God, I just need some people that understand where I am.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I have a great balance of both, because, you know, I do feel like traditional 9 to 5ers have some skills that I never have developed just because I've been on my own. And, you know, some things to appreciate about them. So I just, you know, I definitely keep all of them around, but it's dire that if you're an entrepreneur, you got to have some entrepreneurs in your circle.
That's real,
definitely.
though.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just like that saying, birds of a feather flock together.
It's so true.
It's real. I mean, because, like, I mean, you hear people say this all the time, since we were talking about cliches. Like, you know, if you hang with all broke people, oftentimes you broke.
Yeah.
And it's like, especially for young blacks, I would say that that's a challenge sometimes, because it's like you want to fit in, you want to be cool, you want people to want you around. It's like, but every time we get together, we're talking about broke stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about we can't wait to tax time.
Yeah.
I don't want to be at that point in my life where I'm excited about tax time.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Like, you be want to stay, like, adaptable, and, like, you don't want nobody to be, like, they acting funny, but it's, like, for the lack of better words, like, we got to level up, because I don't mind being around y'all, but we can't only be talking about all of that, like, what we plan on doing, because it's, like, I mean, it's just mediocre, and like that's a broke mentality. Like, forget the broke in your bank account, bro.
Right. That's real.
But that broke mentality, man, that stuff is cancerous.
It is. I mean, because it's just like you and your friends. I mean, not you in particular, but it's like people. I can't wait to the spring. I'm gonna take this vacation.
Yeah.
Next year we plan vacation. Like, Tia, I want to have enough bread. I'll be like, you know, I'm taking vacation tomorrow. Like, what you mean tomorrow I'm taking vacation? That's what I feel like doing.
Right. And it's like, it's cool. Like, I live in Fantasy Island. Anybody that know me will tell you. So it's like, I honestly, like, just to be real, I don't even really have an income right now, because, you know, we're starting a nonprofit organization. It's not for profit, and it's real. And so we building, and I like to say I ain't broke. I'm in between my blessings currently.
That's real.
But I still plan my life. Like, I still got big plans. Like, you know, for this year, I don't know where I'm gonna be in December, but I know it's my 10-year anniversary and it's gonna be amazing.
Oh yeah,
so
right.
I don't know where it's gonna come from, you know, but it is. But I do appreciate the people who keep you leveled silently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like my husband is a silence. Like he's a silence leveler for me, you know, because he's a realist, but he don't really just like throw water on my parade. He just probably be in his head like, here she go dreaming again. So
yeah, I feel
I like those, you know, those kind. If anything, you need people to keep you grounded.
Yeah.
But you don't need nobody to be dream killers.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's a freaking big difference.
I always say that there's 3 different kinds of people I want in my life. Either they're helping me, I'm helping them, or we're helping each other.
That's good.
You know, but you can't definitely be negative and try to bring me down, because I can't have that.
Yeah. I like that, because when what you just said is no room for hurting. Because even if you're not technically helping me and you're just in my life for me to help you, and you know, I'm your pouring, you know, I'm pouring into you, like, but you're not hurting me.
Exactly.
But it's like when you start hurting me, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta go, even if the intention was for me to help you.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Because you can't.
Yeah.
You can't do it. And it's like one thing I noticed about your event that you allowed me to speak at. It's like you had this strong team around you, and it's like I would have thought you was paying them girls $500-$600 a pop, but they just was down for you, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like having a strong team like that. That's what we need. We don't need people being negative, like, this event gonna suck. I don't know. I ain't like it. I don't think it's nice enough. Blah blah blah. It's like you had these women working for you, and it's like. And they loved it. Yeah. You can see it in their eyes.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think the difference is like them divine people that sent to your life, though. Like, because, you know, it probably wouldn't have been the people. Some people is like, my best friend was working. I expect you to.
Yeah.
But, and I appreciate her, but it's like, but her. Even her work ethic, though, even with my best friend, it was like she gave me her best. Like, she gave me her best like I was paying her. And I just feel like when we go select people, or when we have our minds made up about who going to be a part, then we really limit ourselves, because you see this certain group of people and how they going to show up. And in the actual group and the support that you have, it comes from a totally different place. And that's, like, mind-blowing to me. So I'm definitely appreciate them ladies, because... yeah, I couldn't pay any of them anything.
That's real. And see, I like this stage of your journey right now, because it's like you're growing this great nonprofit. It's going to take some time. Yes. But, hey, your logo dope. The name is dope. You know, it's like your page is popping on Facebook and Instagram. And it's like you continue to encourage people to keep going. And that's the most important part.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate all them compliments. Big ups to everybody who helped me. Even with the name, though, it's like, I named this Cycle Breakers. Okay. Like, I thought Mended was going to be called Cycle Breakers, because I feel like that's really what God has, you know, called me. Like, I'm a cycle breaker for my family. Like, I'm coming at all generational curses. They got to go, right? Yeah. So I'm like, Cycle Breakers Inc. That's it. And then one day, you know, in prayer... like, I audibly heard God say mended, and I'm just like, but mended? And it made sense immediately, but I didn't really realize, I don't think that I realized, like, the magnitude of what he wanted to do with this organization, that he actually wanted to mend brokenness. So why wouldn't it be called mended? I really thought that I was just going to be breaking generational curses, but to actually break a curse and go back and fix what was broken, I was just like, cool, well, mended it is, you know.
What's up. So, now, don't start preaching on the show.
I know. I
love it. I love it, though. I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just really excited about, like, what God is going to do. Yeah. It definitely gets scary. It's scary because, like I said, I've been doing hair for 12 years now, and this whole world is new to me. Just everything, like, it's the complete opposite of that, goes against everything that I am. Yeah. And I know that I can't get anywhere without people and support. So, like I said, it gets really, really scary, but I'm so committed, and I know it's my purpose, and I'm trying not to get hyped. No, come on. I know it's my purpose, just because anything else that I did, when it hit the year mark, I be checked out. Like, I worked in like 12 salons. I owned my own salon when I was 21. And a year into that, it was like, all right, we got to get a new one. And we moved to another place. And every year of my 12 years career in hair, I literally worked someplace different.
Wow.
And anything else I did, I never made it barely to a year mark. And that, like, I'm celebrating this time. Like, I'm anxious about this year. Like, it's about to be a year we in existence, and I'm looking forward to the next 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when my daughter is 8, and she told me she was going to take over my organization, and I could see it. So it's just exciting, and I know that this is what God created me for. And I don't know, I'm so excited.
That's dope. You can't stop.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
It's like you got to keep going.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's the dope part about your whole stories is like you transition from doing hair all these years, had all the experience in the world, knew exactly what you was doing, had these customers and client relationships. They're just like, you know what? I'm about to get this nonprofit popping.
Yeah.
And that's dope.
Yeah, it is. I'm like, I don't know, it's so mind blowing to me because I don't know, like, but I see the skills that I got when I was doing hair.
Yeah.
Like, me doing hair all of this time and delivering on products in the salon, like, God literally was giving me women. So now I'm connected to these women.
Gotcha.
And I've worked with all different ages and, all these groups. And it's like, and he was working on, like, I'm real shy, right? So, like, in the last year before I started this, when we was distributing products, like, we had to go door to door in salons out here like curvy people, right?
Yeah.
And I had to hear no, I had to hear yes, I had to hear you too young, I had to hear I don't want what you selling. Like, we heard all of that, and I really feel like it was just preparation for what it's about. So I know I'm gonna have to work past those no's and those adversities and my weaknesses. So it's just like I could just see all the skills that I was getting along the way, on top of me always being in control of my business, even since I was 18. Like, I've had to make my own schedule and run my own money. Sometimes I did good managing my money, sometimes I did bad, and it's like now it's time to put all that to the test.
Your Facebook posts and Instagram posts, like, I find a lot of encouragement with, and I know other people do as well, but it's just like, as you keep going, man, you gotta like have this like animal instinct, it's like you gotta like fight for it, because there are so many nonprofits that give up so quickly because it's like they don't have the money, they don't have the support, and it's almost like as you go on and progress, it's like somebody like testing you. It's like, let me see if you really with it. Like, is you really about to go hard with this nonprofit? And if you are, you deserve all the stuff that's about to come after it. But if you don't, like, if you're not going to really put the work in, if you're not going to be able to pass these tests and these challenges, then you ain't built for it.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Like, I know I had never, sorry, y'all. My alarm going off. I had never even heard of anybody else like even having a similar mission,
Gotcha.
To what I'm doing. And once we got started, it was like all of a sudden, just a year in, like I already found 2 within our state, 1 within our city.
Yeah. And
I feel like it was just another thing that like the enemy was really trying to trick me. Like, no, you shouldn't do this because they got their thing going, and they're whatever they doing, they more connected, or they got more money, or they got more pull, or this is their secondary career, you just starting your first one. And it was like all of this stuff that I was dealing with in my mind, and it was just like, at the end of the day, I know for a fact that he told me to do this. I know he called it Mindy. He gave it a name. He said it's gonna be. He showed me that we was gonna be international, and I gotta rest in that. So it don't matter who come around. I wish them all the success, but it doesn't stop what we got going on over here. And there's so many women in the world. It's like we probably need 3 or 4 of us with similar missions, because this is a big, hard relationship to tackle.
Heck yeah.
And you like, we need all hands on deck. So
Right.
I definitely, I invite all the adversity for the first time in my life. I'm not afraid. Like, it doesn't matter what come. It don't matter if I got to stand by myself. Like, I'm definitely willing to stand. Definitely willing to stand.
I love it. So during those down times that you have, or even just during the up times, like what motivates you?
Well, look around my room, y'all. This honestly, I try to barricade myself in here when I'm just not feeling, when I'm feeling cool and I want to feel better, or when I'm feeling down, like I just try to commit myself to, just reading or looking at the things that I, have to do, or just gaining new skills and understanding within books, or, and just literally, I just try to feed my mind constantly with something positive, because our negative thoughts can be powerful if we allow them to. So, yeah, I just come in here, light my candles, throw my jazz music on, dim my real light, and I just, I get it in for hours.
Yeah. Yeah, so do you meditate?
So I have not mastered meditation,
okay.
But I try to. I make numerous attempts.
Yeah.
But I struggle mentally.
Okay.
So my mind, I really have not mastered stilling my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I would love to, because I'm telling you, once I learn how to do that, y'all, it's a wrap for Tierra out here. I'm taking off. But I do try to spend a lot of time just silent. Mm-hmm. Because I do realize that's when I really can hear from God,
Yeah.
So I try to still my thoughts as often as possible.
And I've been doing a lot of studying myself, and me as a Christian, I'll be honest, I was a little bit afraid to do meditation, because it's so many of these people are meditating in some old off the hook stuff that I just don't agree with.
Yeah.
So it's I was I don't want my mind to be gone somewhere.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was that's scary to me. God, don't do that. So I started listening to different things, and my wife had been studying stuff, and she actually found all these different. Well, not a whole lot, but there's 2 or 3 mm-hmm. different apps just for Christian meditation. Mm. And when you download, it's they got different things. It's somebody speaking the word of God, somebody praying. It's and then I listened to it one time, and I was knocked all the way out, sleeping. I was
you
nah.
Make sure you leave that.
Yeah, I definitely will. And I had and it's called, I think it's called a body or a biddy or something. I definitely have to get it. But I was feeling so restful and so much at peace. And then another video I was watching about meditation, it said that even when you're in the shower and you get the dopest thoughts, mm-hmm. you're meditating.
Huh.
Because it's not this yeah, for real. Because it's everything else is shut out.
Yeah.
And you just focus on the shower.
Yeah.
You're not constantly thinking of meditating, but it's you really are, because you're shutting everything else out. But I was okay, that's cool. So now I've been meditating if I'm driving somewhere, because everything else because you pretty much on autopilot on your way home. Yeah, so you know where to go.
Yeah.
But it's just that was just an interesting part.
Yeah, that's good. So maybe I have been meditating. I don't even know. Yeah, because the shower and the drive in the car. Yeah. Definitely is powerful.
I think as entrepreneurs, honestly, Tears, you probably want to go deeper, because you're I've been having 15 amazing thoughts, but I know it's something deeper in here. Right. Come on, pull it up.
Right. But you ain't getting up with the 15 out already.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, it was crazy, because I was on a computer a couple days ago, and it was I was looking at one thing, but it was how when it's an idea and it's from outside of you, mm-hmm. and it's just oh, I gotta write that down, but it was totally on another, on another level or whatever. And that, I don't know, I love moments like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there 24/7, just come out of my zone and peek out into reality.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know.
So what's next?
I mean, I'm just committed to our growth. Last year was our beta testing. We got out here in the community. We wanted to see if there was an actual need. I don't even know why, because once God gives you a vision, the need is there. Yeah. But once we got the response that we did, and we realized that the actual impact we were making, now we really at the drawing board. So like I said, this Saturday starts our new 4-part series. and it's called Mom, I Need You. And we'll be just talking about the importance of the relationship between the mother and daughter, like everything, not just like generically, but we gonna go really in depth so that people could walk away charged and realizing like why we gotta get this together and all the byproducts, you know, that's connected to it. And then we gonna walk all the way through that. We gonna talk about in our next upcoming sessions, we're gonna talk about all the pain that can come, you know, as a result to the breakdowns in these relationships. And then we want to spend most of our time in our closing sessions just giving people practical steps as to make it better. You know, like we don't want to just bring you down and don't pick you up. So we're going to spend a lot of time giving practical information about how to enhance the communication, how to create a mutually respectful, you know, relationship. And then from there we also have, so that's like our messy side where we talk about all the, you know, the healing portion. But then we also have, simultaneously, we're going to have events called Memories with Mom. Our first one of that one is February 11th. But we want to give women the opportunity to just create positive memories with their mothers. Because it's like, okay, we're going to talk about the bad stuff over here, but again, we're trying to give you all the tools. So at this series, we just going to come together, have fun, take pictures, get pretty, you know, eat some food, be silly, just so we can have something to hold on to actually counteract, you know, even when that negative stuff try to resurface. You already know we working towards something over here. So that's kind of where we going. We got a couple more things up under our, you know, had, or that we just trying to really be strategic about, but we're trying not to do too much because we not, you know, we're not trying to blow up quick. That's definitely not what we're trying to do. You know, we're not trying to swell, but we actually want to grow organically. So as you know, as God lead us, we gonna tackle it.
That's so
one
dope.
city at a time, though.
That's
we'll give
so
you that
dope. Yeah. So, Tierra, do you have any books?
Books of my own?
Yeah.
No, but hopefully.
Where they at?
Hopefully.
Where they at, Tierra?
Hopefully. Is it on that list? Oh, yeah. So, look, let me show you. Work on book. Can you see that? Work on book. That's on my to-do list for 2018. I got to work on my book.
Okay.
Definitely got to work on my book.
Well,
you know,
listen, let's make that happen.
Yeah, I want to. I definitely want to. I'm gathering material.
And if
I just
there's
want
any
to
help you need, let me know. I'm here to help.
I would love all that.
Yeah.
I don't really know where. But I know for a fact that I got a book or two inside of me, and I definitely want to get it out on paper just so I could just, you know, just help.
Because people need to not only hear your story, but hear your words.
That's cool. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's like we say, like, my story. That's dope, too, but it's like, just like we were talking about, like you coming up with dope ideas and creativity. And as you begin to write, he give you other stuff that you wouldn't even think, how did it even come to your mind? Like you never even thought it before.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the kind of stuff people need to hear from you.
Yeah. You about to have me up up all night trying to write, you know, chapters and stuff. I can't wait till my book drop.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's definitely coming. Coming.
For sure. So, but what's your daily routine as a mompreneur?
So I'm in school also. So I wake up sometimes. I was supposed to wake up at 5 o'clock. Most days I try to wake up at 5 o'clock, which is about an hour and a half before my family wakes up.
Yeah.
And I shower first, and because I'll give that secret to any woman watching. I was in an event and they talked about like how we get up early, get dressed, you gotta shower and put your shoes on. That's the key. So early in the morning you gotta shower, put your shoes on, and then I just try to come right down. I come here, this is kind of my domain. I try to get my mind right, and you know, pray and just really just seek vision for my day. Like I try to have a to-do list, but a wise woman once told me that you gotta leave room, you know, for God to move, you know. So sometimes I feel like it's 5 things on my list and he tell me like, nope, stop and go here, talk to this person or do whatever, which is cool. So I make a to-do list, but then I wake my kids up. I get them fed, and then I'm a carpool mom, so I pick up my niece, and then we drive downtown, drop my kids off, and usually I head straight from their school to my school. It's usually like an hour and a half in between my class. I sit in the car and either I read something, respond to emails, or just try to take care of some business in between that hour. Then from there, after school I come home and I prepare for the kids to come home, away from my husband. And then I try to, when they come home, I really am trying hard to just concentrate on them. I got a couple hours, about 2.5 before they get home from school. So I try to take care of as much as I can in those 2.5 hours, so that when they do come home, I could actually spend it with them. And I'm worthless. After about 8, I put them to bed, and usually I always say I'm gonna do this when they go to bed, but I don't do it. I usually lay it down early.
But you notice those hours go by fast though during the day.
Oh my God, they go by so fast. If I don't get it done, if I don't wake up early and get it done before I get them started, it's usually not getting done. Because like you said, the hours move, and anything could throw you off from there. It's something simple as traffic, So,
yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
So any last words?
Any last words? The only thing I really want to say, I just want to say thank you to you for just coming and interviewing me, for even thinking, that I had anything, worth saying
you dope.
and
Chill
listening
out.
to. No, I'm serious. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you was probably, one of the ones in the beginning who saw my dopeness and helped me see my dopeness. So I definitely thank you. And I just, want to encourage you to keep on going and let everybody know that they definitely need to tune in to Manny Hall, because you have amazing things inside of you, and
thank you.
Like that you bring out in other people, like little old me. And I just want, to charge every person that's just watching, like, just don't let your life just deteriorate. Like life is it could be amazing despite whatever is going on around, despite what H&M going through or who in office or whatever. It's just an abundance of blessings and good things and good people. And don't miss out on anything because of fear or past hurt or laziness or just any of those things. So I just want to tell people, like, face yourself, accept yourself, fix yourself, and then get to work. Get to work.
Awesome. So how can they get in contact with you?
So you can connect with me on Facebook. My Facebook page is Tierra Banks. My organization's page is at Mended Inc. Clee. We are also on Instagram and on Twitter. We also have a website at mendedinc.org, and you can register for our events at you could just search Mended Inc. on Eventbrite, and all of our registrations pretty much go through there. And I would love to have any woman watching, anybody who even thinks that your relationship with your mother or your daughter could be enhanced in any way. I definitely would recommend that you come out and connect with us and just join our sister circle and just let us love on you and love on us, and let's just grow and get healed together.
Awesome. Thank you so much, sis, for being on the show.
Oh, no problem. Episode 16.
All right. Be blessed, y'all.